We are headed to the golf course. Yo, you want to golf with us?
No.
You don't play golf?
No.
Try. We got a break par.
I'm very, very excited. You excited?
Yeah.
Full Send Golf. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Andre of the Savages.
Let's think about this. I'm glad you brought this up because even in the first film, what are they doing? Apollo is trying to find somebody to help me get this show off. We're not planning on this dude winning. That's not even in the thing at all. Every now and again, I feel like somebody says, F the program.
Black and White Sports. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket. His Store and More, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus media station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Massive deal in the NFL. The Browns dealing two-time Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Rams for two-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Jared Verse and 3 draft picks, including a first-rounder in 2027 and a second-rounder in 2028. Garrett coming off a season where he set the NFL's all-time single-season sack record. He's under contract through 2030. Verse, meanwhile, has 12 sacks and 22 tackles for loss the past 2 years. DraftKings moving the Rams from 8-1 to 13-2 to win the Super Bowl. LA, the only team with Super Bowl odds shorter than 10-1 heading in to the year. Meanwhile, a reunion in New York. The Giants signing receiver Odell Beckham Jr. to a 1-year deal. Former first-round pick by the team back in 2014. Played for new Giants coach John Harbaugh in Baltimore in 2023. Has played in just 9 games over the past 2 seasons. Giants also signing receivers Braxton Berrios and Juju Smith-Schuster. Smith-Schuster spending the past 2 years in Kansas City.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Tuesday, the Knicks have been flying high. The Spurs have slayed the defending champs. I'll tell you which team has the clear advantage in the NBA Finals. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Join Andre of the Savages weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports.
Here's a situation. It doesn't matter that it's the Browns. What was your role? Why make this pick? What's that phone call? What is this about?
ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
In white sports, where there is no gray.
Not going to be no help going on from this place, period. I told you. I made it clear. Josh.
Dude, you're an established professional broadcaster.
Yeah, with 20-plus years of experience. Wait a minute. Did he say because they going to start calling you a lie? Wait a minute. Did you say that? That's on the tape. That's on the tape. Get a copy of this show, Josh. Immediately. Get a copy of that. Denny Schaefer said that.
I'm a professional broadcaster.
I never have objections to most things you're saying. Have you ever noticed how I don't really go back and forth with you in objection mode and all that rigidity? We don't do it.
Weekdays 4 to 6, Black and White Sports, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
Why do they officiate? For some, it's a way of staying involved in a sport they grew up with. For others, it's a way to pay it forward by helping kids who play today and tomorrow. It's also a great way to stay active, make extra money, and work with friends. And all of them will say it boils down to one thing: the love of the game. Find your reasons and log on to ohsaa.org to find out how to become an official. You'll be glad you did. This is the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Educate through sports.
The takes are cold. The delivery is savage. Black and White Sports on ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
Russ has everyone fooled with the Dallas, because see, the Dallas Cowboy performance will always fool you. You watch people play against Dallas, people put on career years. Like in that moment, it gets guys paid. So Russ got you all, banana in the tailpipe. You will all forget how the game ended when he threw up the duck to get up out of there on the walk-off. And he'll pick up where he left off, just like a Rocky movie. And you'll see him poop down the first quarter, Let the Chiefs get up by 2 scores or so. And it's time, if we have any comprehensive skills whatsoever, the New York Giant organization will call for Jackson Dart.
Join Andre of the Savages, weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
Black and White Sports is now.
Trust and believe. It's something totally different. And stop with the Eminem, because Eminem's not one of the best either. And y'all can stop that.
Dre says he's the best on the mic.
Dr. Dre is a Fed, and so is Snoop. We covered this. Everybody fool with Dre and Snoop is dead or was locked up. I don't care what Dr. Dre said.
I'm just reporting.
Dr. Dre was wearing women's shoes before it was fashionable to do it as a guy.
Toledo's sports leader, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
I know you're kind of busy just now, but I want to tell you some things I never told you. I know sometimes I act stupid and I say stupid things, but you kept me around, and other people would have said, drop that bum. You give me respect. You know, it's hard for me to say these kind of things because that ain't my way. But if I could just unzip myself and step out and be someone else, I want to be you. You're real hot.
If the papers knew we were talking like this, they'd think we was crazy. Why you?
Because I'm the best and you need somebody to teach you differently. You may not understand what I'm talking about now. I can appreciate that, but you will when it's over. Believe me. You will when it's over. You think I don't have any more?
You got nothing more to prove, do you?
Look, man, this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
I got a lot of more. Come on. Here we go again.
And we wish to show the American press a small portion of the advances.
What does all this do to enhance performance?
It makes a man a better man. A great athlete, a super athlete. Though most of the world is ignorant.
It's showtime! It's showtime!
Come on. We wish to educate your country.
In great spirits tonight. He's really putting on a show for this capacity crowd.
Shall we have a demonstration?
Please do.
As you can see, the result's quite obvious. Whatever he hits, he destroys.
Not smarter than Satan, brother. I know you may think he's smarter than Satan. You need faith. You need faith, brother. He's good. He knows your weakness. He knows you before you were existing. He knew your mother before you knew your father. When you're favored by God, you're also favored by the devil. So you just gotta be strong and stay on the right side. Whose side you gonna go on? He's gonna give you power too. He's gonna give you your head too, but it's whose side you gonna stay with. You stay with who brought you here. You go home with the guy that brought you to the dance. Remember, God loves you, so does he. He's after you too. It's a war. You gotta really believe that. If you don't believe it, you'll find out.
And so it is a major move. Monday. Good day, one and all. Glass City, I hope your weekend was incredible. However you may be listening, whatever you may be into, we appreciate you for making us a part of your situation on this and each day, Monday through Friday as we do it, 4 to 6 p.m. It's called Black and White Sports, and we begin. It's the fastest buck 20 in sports. We appreciate you all checking in, Glass City, and so on. 1007theticket.com. Listen live. They're doing that state to state. And, of course, here locally. I am Andre of the Savages. Josh Burnham, good day to you, sir.
Good day to you as well.
Man, the open, heavy, and boy, I would say, boy, don't I know it. I said that, you know what I mean, today, Josh. You know it's always appropriate to the framework. I don't even know what, because you know we have to go back, Josh. You saw the weekend. Did you get any sports content over the weekend? You see anything?
A couple
get some
things.
stuff.
I mean,
I know you're not a big basketball enthusiast.
Yeah, I saw the Game 7 of the you-know-what.
Okay. Cool for school, Jewel. All right. And I know you all saw. So, Josh, we have to do some of that review. Now, we took up a lot of time, as much as we could, trying to dissect previous content that would now turn out to be helpful to kind of what we do around here, Josh. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Some of what we found, because, we could get it. We had time. Like, we had a day where we could have been, but I didn't know that we were going to have to take this avenue. So first and foremost, let me appreciate and thank you for your swiftness as we did, the couple clips that we were able to muster. I think it's going to help. It might even be. We don't like overkill anyway, Josh. You know what I mean? We don't need overkill.
Yeah, I mean, despite what Man at Work sings about.
Oh, no doubt. But yeah, so anyway, listen. Basketball aside for a sec, because as we know, there's a real football-esqueness today. As we, you guys had the headlines hijacked. And first, we should say, I hope, I really hope we hear from Andy later. He comes and says, listen, Miles, thank you. We appreciate it. I don't know if he'll understand, but here's the deal. Today, I will talk to the quarterback. I will talk to the edge rusher, Josh, and ask these guys here shortly their thoughts on the Myles Garrett move. He's going Hollywood, Josh, and deservedly so. You know what I got, Josh? I got a call, SOS from Butler. Butler's he's a Cleveland man too. Well, not Cleveland in the sense like from Cleveland, but he's a Brown.
Yeah, he's a
Brown. He's a Brown.
A Browns backer.
Yeah. So Dre was going on. I was like, well, I'm getting a call from Butler like this in the middle of the day. It's even Monday. Like, nobody's getting anything cut. And certainly I'm not going to get the call like that. Not to, do any sort of beard treatment like that today, right? Get on with Butler. Dre, what is going on? I heard the urgency, right? I had Butler. It's real. It's real. It has happened, and it has gone down. Jared Verse is on his way. And again, 2-time Pro Bowler and things. Listen, I tried to tell forget all of that. I don't even want to go into the, again, couple, bits of draft capital. Boom, boom. Okay. Myles Garrett, much like the people have celebrated the Verlandering, the Matt Stafford previously, obviously same organization believes in this sort of conduit system that has happened, whatever, what have you. But nonetheless, let the Cleveland contingent understand. Damn. You know what I mean? We don't really suspect that a Super Bowl is actually getting ready to take off in Cleveland, like even right now, even in the best conditions of great outcomes that could be for Cleveland. Was the Super Bowl involved in that? Let Myles Garrett go some damn where a trophy can get hoisted. Josh, what do you think about that? Just a quick side note. I didn't ask you. What did you think? Myles Garrett shipping on, let me get on my way.
In a way, it kind of feels like having been paroled from prison, leaving football purgatory to the sunshine of Hollywood and the promise of a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Myles Garrett is a happy dude. He's probably bouncy. You thought if you got me. If you thought you ever saw Myles Garrett be bouncy, he's light footier than him up right now. I'm telling you. That boy, pew! Hey, does anybody remember how fast Mark Aguirre got to Detroit when they had to get AD out? Remember when AD didn't show, Josh? AD never did show up. Did he? Did he ever arrive in Dallas? Did AD even play a game in Dallas?
I think he did.
I think he ended up playing, but I know at first he was very reluctant to take a boarding pass. So Myles Garrett was not. Myles Garrett said, let's get a red eye popping. Whoa. But there you have that. So again, and then Wemby finishes the MVP debate. I think we got that going on. That should be kind of, let's rest it on in terms of the case. And you just heard there a moment ago in the Sports Center update as we get in here today on this Monday. Giants busy again. Juju Smith-Schuster from the Chiefs. You've been familiar with this name. And of course, you might have not been familiar over the last little while, but you certainly know the name Odell Beckham back into consideration where the roster is concerned. Coach Harbaugh shows you what a relationship can do. So now we got that going on. Some veteran presence there. Was pleased clearly with his time in Baltimore when they did that situation. So Odell Beckham also a part of this. Braxton Berrios would be the trailing presence, certainly where the headlines will be stated. All right, so that's kind of what you got going. But let me do this, Josh, before we get to fellas. I'm gonna get them in here right away. Major move Monday. Thank you guys for being with us. I hope your weekend was cool, but you saw some things. You saw those Carolina boys. So now we got our Stanley Cup is set. Again, the finals is Wednesday. It's a lot. So it's still, we can set up, we can do a slow roll with it. But Josh, let me do this. Let's go to clip 1, Josh, just in our effort to sort of, let's I don't know. They say segue, Josh. It's like a pre-segue teasing to a segue. Right? But if we could, let's roll back last week. This was before game 6, right? I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just because I make sure I was trying to take the notes.
I think this was on a Tuesday before game 6.
Okay, let's hit it. Let's go. Check it out. I heard from you on the praying mantis. Okay, the alien. All right, VT. We're gonna call it. We got VT has phoned in everybody's home. I'm on set, so we got that going on. But SGA say I'm still the guy tonight. Why do I feel like tonight is a changer? We thought. Those who thought, I didn't think I wasn't on this page, but whoever thought it was OKC into the future, I'm feeling like it's to be the last installment of your championship beliefs after tonight. I understand the series doesn't end tonight, but in essence, I feel like it does. Tonight's winner goes to the finals, and I feel like this is the Spurs, but let me hear you on where we at tonight, especially with BT. Okay. Oh, that's when we were setting up. That was to we had Albert Earl.
Definitely.
That was part of my transition there. Okay. Let's go. Let's go to clip 2. Roll clip 2. Same category. Let's see what we had here. This one might be longer. I don't know, Josh. Thank you very much again. Let's check it out. I'm not sure how I want to go about it. I don't know what the breakdown is supposed to be. I think we get another night, very, very strong Wembanyama enforced on the game. I think some of the guys that you're probably a little disappointed in, at least the last time out, your Foxes, your Castles to some degree, even Vassal for sure. Tonight, people busy. I feel like the Spurs cover, which is a interesting lay down tonight in 3.5. But I think they cover it, man. I think they might get going away with this. I think you tight. Nip tuck first half situation. I think they break it loose in the third. That's the one, Josh. There you go. Thank you. That was the 7. That was the game 7 too.
Yeah, that was the setup for game 7.
Okay, my man. Thank you very much. As we get in here, as all guests and calls are brought to you by the Bellamere Suites wake-up call line. All right, fellas, we got the quarterback in here, Mr. John Nowajewski, and the edge rusher, Mr. Monty Features. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, guys. How we doing?
What's going on?
Oh, man, a few items. And certainly, let me start with this, though. Even though that was my little setup, I had to get my little moment in on VT. I'll come back to the alien thing. I'll come back to the NBA because obviously, let me do this. You know what I mean? We're going to turn back to our NFL mentality here today. And I guess let me start with you, John. Myles Garrett, your reaction. And here's the thing. I was telling Josh, I got the call from Butler because he was like, Drake, tell me if it's real or not. Because he was like, my phone is blowing up. Why are the people going off about what's happening? Right. I was like, oh no, Butler, it's real. But I'm telling him, like, listen, man, you should be like, you know what I mean? Let this guy go. It's not like I said, in whatever probable great outcome that could be had by the Cleveland Browns is probably not going to include the Super Bowl. Let this guy, like they let Verlander roll, you know what I'm saying? They let Matt Stafford roll, and people clap. They applauded. They were good because of what had been given, but it's not his best effort is not necessarily going to help what's going on in Cleveland as they try to reorganize that and whatever that turns out to be.
Well,
I thought it was cool. I think the people should be, I don't know. I think they should be, they should appreciate this and let Mr. Barry work and see where he's headed with the game plan.
But Sav, I'm this is coming from a non-Browns fan, obviously, but
right.
I'm a little confused at the timing of this trade, number one, because everything leading up to this year was the Browns were building a championship team and they were making you believe that they had all the pieces in place and their quarterback was in place and everything. That's why they signed Myles to this contract a couple years back. So that part's a little confusing, but not surprising that they made this deal. But what is surprising to me is that they only got one first-round pick. Now, I know they said that there's more draft capital awaiting in this trade, so we're still waiting to hear the final details. But to only get a guy on a rookie deal, I know he's a two-time All-Pro, and he's on a rookie deal, so you save some money there with Jared Verse. But you only get one first-round pick out of this. It's really surprising to me, Sav. And if I was a Browns fan, I'd be upset with the compensation package piece. That's all.
Yeah, Monty, real quick too. And before you take off on this, and real quick, Josh, hit the breaking news button, hit the thing, get the little sounderies going on. Sorry, everybody, watch this though. Monty, you might want to get this. I'm gonna give you the first crack on comment if you want to do this, or you can go Myles Garrett. But let's tell the people as it's coming down, as we got Shefty, ESPN's Adam Schefter is reporting. The Eagles are trading Pro Bowl wide receiver A.J. Brown to the Patriots for a 2028 first round and a 27 fifth round. That is the better of New England's 2/5. The deal that has been speculated on for weeks now finally is Brown and the Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel are reuniting. That's Adam Schefter. We're giving you that. But go ahead, Monty, whichever one you want to tackle first, but go ahead.
So let's go with the Cleveland. So when I first heard it, I was like, the Browns are browning. But then I thought about it. I took a step back and I was like, he doesn't want to be there anymore, right? So he's probably not he's not the type that won't give you his best effort, but like you said, his best effort is not going to make a whole lot of difference. And so, I'm sure he wanted out of there. At first, I was thinking, yeah, let him get out of there and go somewhere where in greener pastures. But then I thought about that deal he just signed a couple years ago. That was his opportunity to leave. Then he took the money. So when you take the money, you have to deal with the purgatory that the money comes with in Cleveland. So they let him out. I don't know if he's gonna have to restructure that deal to be able to fit. I don't know what the salary cap is as far as LA is going to be. They got some big names on there, but I don't. As much as I want him to go, I want him to stay because you took the money. Don't take the money. What I mean? If you really want it out, don't take the money.
That's what I was saying years ago, Monty. Exactly right. Everybody's talking about before he signed that deal that he was going to leave, that the Browns, but then Browns convinced him. They convinced their fan base that they were already building for a championship. They got Shador. He's going to supposedly be the man. All of these pieces, and that's what even Myles Garrett himself in his letter, if you go back, Josh, and find that letter to the fans. He was excited about what Joe Barry and the Browns were building. And now all of a sudden, just 2 years later, they feel they got to completely tear this thing down and start over. Man, I think it's a little bit of both. But here's another aspect of it too, guys. You know what? I think the Browns won this trade. I just wish they would have gotten more. If you look at the age, like I said earlier, of the rookie contract and Jared Verse, you know, he's a young and upcoming two-time already All-Pro. And there's a different way of looking at it that I actually, right before we came on the air, Monty, I took a step back. You think about it this way. I'm not taking anything away from Miles, but he's never had to produce. He's never had true winning expectations placed on his shoulders. And right now, when this trade became announced, they're now 13-2 odds to win the Super Bowl. This will be the first time in this man's career, as great as it's been in Cleveland, there's been no expectations on him to be a winner. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how that all pans out.
Now, because that's what he really took, Monty. Like, even aside from the money, he's saying, okay, I accept that what LA is saying, you're the other piece. We're going to put the coldest man, the MVP of defense, with the MVP on offense, and that's how we coming through. So you like Ski, that is the bullseye, what Ski just said, man, and that makes it very good. It makes it very, and I say good. Let's see that, because that's what you have to be. That's what you. It looks like you should be. Doesn't matter what roster you're on. You know what I'm saying? With that said, you know what I mean. But also to the extent, and I said this to Butler, fellas, and in that moment, I'm gonna always sell him the Herschel Walker. I'm sorry. When the fan base was going bonkers, they thought this was absurd nonsense because that's all that there is there, and that's all that, you know. But it's not gonna happen. We get a damn job with 34 and been doing this for the 50 years. It would have been the whole thing. It would have never jumped. Yeah. So it's that for me. I said let Brother Barry, let him operate for a minute. Let's see, John, because like we said, let's see what the capital is. Let's see what it all the way, you know, when we squeeze it, let's see all the way out. Let's see what it is. You know what I mean? And see what ends up happening with the selections that do go off. Or maybe what other packaging. Let the man roll.
Listen, Matt Stafford, before he was traded, guys, from the Lions, Matt Stafford, all those same questions were of him. And everybody was questioning whether he could win or whether he was going to be a Hall of Fame player. And I think all of those are to rest now. The only thing that Miles does not have is a championship. Everyone's saying he's going to walk into the Hall of Fame. But is he willing? Is he mentally ready to be a winner on a winning football team? That's the question, Monty.
Hey, but and this too, though, that is actually going to put more pressure on Matt Stafford.
Oh, for sure.
Because now it's like, yeah, you won one, but now you're expected to win one. You have no excuses because you're the MVP. You got the MVP on defense. They're if he falls short, they're probably going to crucify him, and it's still not going to fall on Myles Garrett, though. I don't think.
Oh, it'll fall on Garrett before it'll fall on Stafford, because Stafford's already got the ring. He's already proved that he could win. This is help. Stafford's at the end of his career. So this is extra help for Stafford. No. The bullseye is square on Mr. Garrett's shoulders, my man.
And I would piggyback that, Monty, by saying, because I actually heard this before I came in. They were like, Matt, that's how they gave it to Matt. Matt, we got this for you too. We ready. You know what I'm saying? This is all that we were lacking. We had any issue, it might have been on the other side, and that's no disrespect to what's already been on the roster, what have you. But then when you think about what they're doing on the offensive side, yeah, man, LA, it's good though. But they again, you see the league. This is NFL. See, it's all, you know. Listen, man, we'll break. Let's come back, man. It's a Monday. Thank you, man. It's a major move Monday. Got the fellas in here, Josh. It's wild. It's a quality start there. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would.
Black and White Sports with Andre of the Savages on 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
Report of a bad accident. Airport at Eastgate. Please avoid that intersection. Other than that, we're clear. If you're seeing anything we're not, let us know. That's your Cumulus Toledo right now traffic.
Andre of the Savages here for Mama Mary's Pizza. Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. Founded in 1776, the United States is 250 years old. And Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate with a 17.76% discount on the whole menu. 17.76% off your order. Sometimes you're just too tired to make that dinner, so So Mama Mary's makes it easy on you and your wallet. Something for mom, dad, and the youngster. Pizza, salad, sub, pastas, and more. Mama Mary's Pizza in Holland on Airport and Holloway.
Hello, it's Mookie.
You want some boiled peanuts? What the f- is a boiled peanut?
$5 per player or $300 per team includes skins and prizes. 21 and over. Call now 734-854-4909. Father's Day is coming. Give Dad the gift of golf this year. Crooked Creek Golf Course. God bless America.
Remember when bar food ruled? Wings and burgers, but basic. You want more. Sideline serves premium proteins, ethically raised meats, no hormones or antibiotics. June 10th at 9 a.m., visit this station's website. Click Sweet Deals for a $50 certificate for $25.
The weather is finally hot, so make sure your car is cool with Hudson's Automotive. Take your car over to Hudson's Automotive and let Scott and Amos do your summer AC check today. Your local full-service TechNet shop. Airport and Holloway Road, Hudson'sAutomotive.com.
Black and white sports.
Mickey Mantle don't care about you, so why should you care about him? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Worry about yourself, your family, the people that are important. Nobody cares. The only thing that matters is what's good for you and how you feel about each other. Don't you trust anybody? No. It's a horrible way to live. For me, it's the only way. It was just like Sonny said it would be. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
It's a major move Monday. Welcome back in here. What's going on to the council? I meant to say that too before we got started. What's going on? Rick, Finney, Jones, what's happening, man? I said, yes, sir. Gold Cups in the building. Slick Rick. Back in here, man. Monty Features is here. John Ski is here on this Monday. We were just really just chopping about the Myles Garrett and the whole situation. Ski, I was in the break. I just saw the John Gruden clip, which makes me, it gives me a little bit of, you know what I mean? There's an energy I have about that on a move that, see, right now at this moment, and certainly in June, that seems irrelevant, so to speak, based on what the people might say, John, like you express some concern, and somebody might say that the return that the Browns got. I don't know, impressed, because I especially respect any energy I can get from Gruden on a player in particular, especially when you start talking about a guy's value and it lends to the energy on his motor. And then obviously John mentioned before the break, we realized that Verse is a two-time Pro Bowler with all of that going on too. So he's a guy that you could argue perhaps is likely on the rise, which is more conducive to what the Browns and Mr. Barry, see, that's what I'm going to keep contending. Let's all watch Mr. Barry for a second and let him operate and say, maybe I'm going to go a different direction because, John, Monty, I actually have quarterbacks now. I'm not looking to get one. I'm actually good on either one of them. You know what I mean? Whichever one I have. You know, I mean, again, however you feel about whichever guy, I think the Browns will come out cool in the quarterback department. I don't know why. I don't know. I ain't never been a Watson fan. But I'm not necessarily mad at a guy on a redemption move, let's say. And let's say that goes his way. Same thing with Shador. Could be a relationship. Could be a mentorship. Let's put that aside. But in terms of the rest of the group, maybe you don't need that Myles Garrett presence there because it is too much weight. Or like John said, is he that type of winner? And now it's on you. I know, John, I don't know if you was joking or whatever. You know, I thought you said something about my man AD coming back through just because, you know, once this came up. But nonetheless, it was his presence when he was doing that before he went out the door. That is what was expected, and that's what he was trying to deliver. You know what I mean? That's the first thing he man did, and it was apropos that it was a sack.
But here's the difference
with the Rams when it got off. So you know.
Yeah, but you're right. But you mentioned Aaron Donald, and I did mention Aaron Donald because will he come back? Will is something that I mean I guarantee you.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know if you were serious on it, but
I was dead serious about it because I think he left because he felt he had nothing to prove, and maybe he felt that the Rams didn't have enough left in the tank to go any further. But I mean, there's a lot to be said about Aaron Donald. He was on the Rams when they had all those expectations. The Browns have never had expectations of winning anything. And if I was a Browns fan, that's where I'd be worried is like you were trying to sell me something 2 years ago saying we already had this, and that's why we were going to sign to Myles Garrett. We could have traded him 2 years ago. And you mentioned that they have their quarterback. I would question, do they have their quarterback? Do they believe they have them? Because are they stockpiling picks? They keep showing Arch Manning on the blip that they want to put him in a new stadium in 2029 when the Browns move. So, I mean, there's some things that are in play here. You're right, Sav, that Mr. Barry could be working on. I just question the whole Browns mentality and the timing of everything. And I felt they should have gotten more, quite frankly.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah. And again, my whole thing is you took the money, man. That's it, bro. You took the money. Stay there.
Bottom line. You got paid. Good
yeah, man. Yeah. I just don't like I don't like rewarding the baby, the temper tantrum. Right? Yeah. I just don't like it.
That's what I mean. They should have traded him 2 years ago.
But I feel like, I don't know if it's that, because I just feel, and I'm only saying not to even shoot back at you, Monty, per se, but I
Right.
don't know that it's that. I just feel like where they saw opportunity, who knows what the bureaucratic action and politic going on in terms of like John, back to when John sort of came in, was why are we, what is this? What are we on this now? And even like you said, it's like, what is the timing of this? And I feel like there's a structural thing happening when I said again, here you go, Matt Stafford. We're gonna align, and again, the 13
Right.
to 2, the 13
So-
to 2 odds, all of all of this.
So, hey, let me say this though, real quick, Sal. I understand it from the Rams' point of view. Even though the Browns is the Browns,
Right.
like I don't think you make that trade unless Myles Garrett
Well-
gives you like an ultimatum. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, and that's
Like,
what's right. And that's what's
Right.
confusing. This trade doesn't happen without the ownership. We're not mentioning it. We're going to mention it now. Doesn't happen without the ownership saying this is okay to happen. Right? So what has changed? I'm asking all the Browns fans out there, call in, Sav, text, whatever. Please, I want to know from an ownership standpoint, they're the ones that decided to give him all that money, Monty, to offer it to him 2 years ago. Why is the ownership now saying it's okay to make this trade only 2 seasons later? If I'm a Browns fan, that's what I'm asking.
and like I said, and I think it's because Miles is like, look, I want out of here. There's nothing you can do to satisfy me. This team is not going nowhere.
Right.
We're a wreck. Y'all still entertaining Deshaun Watson and all. I want out of here. And I think the trade doesn't happen unless that happens. So to me, that's why I say paying the tantrum, feeding the tantrum. That's all.
No, I mean, I got you. You, like we said, rewarding guys. And like I said, I don't know what it is, but no, let it play out because I still like the energy that Ski just hit me with that on the level of, yeah, it's on you. You got to deliver now for these people because they gonna want their doggone money's worth. They're gonna be like, hey, what are we paying for? So all of that's coming out in the wash. But again, it's the NFL too, and that's how I just look at it. The ability to have these type of maneuvers at the times that we're having them. So it's all good.
I'm gonna miss him in the NFC North though. I'm gonna miss him in the AFC North.
No, I don't. I don't.
Aaron Rodgers is happy that he's gone. I can tell you that.
I was gonna say, I don't.
So is Joe Burrow.
I wish he'd have took him with him.
Hey, the Steelers win. They win the division now, Monty. What are you talking about? Steelers win that division.
Man, he's going to be very sorely happy at how it goes. He's not going to be able to say anything.
Who? Me?
He's sitting up there when Aaron Rodgers is going to come and turn it out. Watch him.
Nah, bro. Unless he bring home 7.
Turn it out. He's going to turn it out.
He could go to the AFC Championship, and I'm still like, not till he bring home 7. Nope.
It would be great. Oh man, I don't want to. I can't imagine ever being that glad for a Steelers Super Bowl like that. As long as it wasn't a Cowboy, like that's the opponent involved with it. But boy, it would be great to interview a lot of Steeler people because a lot of people they feel like you though. That's for sure. So,
I would definitely eat crow. He bring home 7.
You'd be happy to eat crow. He brings home 7. You'll eat it all day.
Hey man, okay, listen. NBA. Any thoughts? Let me see, Monty. Let's start with you, Victor. I mean, we had the double bubble. It's complete. We have all of this going on. But I don't know which thing I wanted to accent more because I feel like the thing that sticks with me. I know again, like I said, this is the problem with having a show at this point of the day, often in this cycle of news and everything that we have now. But we saw it when it happened. That was when the pain was highest for me because it's unfortunate to have to watch somebody disintegrate like this live in front of the world, especially when I, again, was a part of a mindset that even says, this part's coming. It had been echoed throughout the show, several times. A couple of you guys, throughout, doesn't like a guy and all of that. And very rarely do we get a chance to see that kind of thing play out in the sports of today. Because, everybody's signing jerseys all the time. And it's always, let's get coffee together. And everybody, likes to, get and take sewing classes and all the stuff that goes on with the professional sports, certainly the NBA. And this kid, as we all have kind of commented on, he embodies this spirit of something that a lot of us old enough to recognize and recall it. And it's more than refreshing, though. It was more than fun to watch it take place, even though I appreciated SGA responding in the way he responded, like he would. But Monty,
Right.
didn't you get the feel? Mind you know the feeling when they be quitting, Monty, and they left out on you, and you still got to go finish the game. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like he found out though which cats was still or who hoop and all. He's already told the management. He already let them know who has to roll. What they don't know at Sports Center, Monty, SGA has already left a Michael Irvin list of people that must not be here when I get back. When I get back to training camp, I don't want to see them. Now, I don't know if I'm going to see Giannis or none of that. I heard something about a Giannis or something. I don't care what y'all do because I know we got a lot that we could, but do that. And he left it so he could say anybody questioning the MVP's salaries or compensation packages, I left that in front of the world for everybody to remind because I'm going through hell to lightweight get anything off.
Right.
Just for those of you who's unaware, and we need it, we'll get our NBA. We'll find you an NBA player that can corroborate a story and tell you how difficult this must be to try to shoot. You know what I'm saying? And especially what your regular trajectory of shot making was if you were SGA, because you don't often have to see Wemby several games in a row.
Right.
And that last one, I had to commend that. But he found out, and I guess this is my last thing for you, John, because I think when I said this, you guys were here. My whole thing with all of that was these guys going to end up being different than these other guys. I never believed in the OKC guys not winning championships or none of that. I knew it was a doggone sorcery factory of CNC music factory at the end of the day. And them Spurs boys, they some wild boys. We about to see. This gonna be fun.
Hey, did you see the interview after the game when they went in the locker room and was talking to Chet?
No, I did because I didn't have the heart. I had to leave it. I had to leave it because I was like, it's already done. I just wanted to get to the show.
If defeated was a person, he wouldn't even look in the camera, man. And they asked him about the rivalry.
Yeah, he was on the bench.
They asked about the rivalry, and he was just, man, he was so defeated. But I'm gonna tell you one thing that I did not like. I did not like the way that the Spurs was celebrating. They were celebrating like they had already won the championship. You know what I mean? And so when you do that, it's like, all right, you got over that hump, but act like you still got a series to play. Because them New York boys, even though I think New York's going to lose, them New York boys are still coming to play, right?
Yeah,
I did not like the whole celebratory, man. He was crying. He had won the trophy already. You know what I mean?
And I get it, John. Before you take off, John, I just want to speak to that point.
Yeah,
I feel like Monty, and I think if Monty said that, that means a lot of other people could possibly have a misread. And let me just speak because I'm not. And right here, respectfully, I'm not attempting to speak for Wemby on this, but I did see him post game and some different items like that, and even to the idea, because I was around people who had an issue where he wasn't really doing a lot of media because he's been pretty forthright and friendly with the media for most of his time, and here lately I felt because he put into a bear down mode of I'm trying to get this job completed, and so you saw that in terms of, and some people had a problem like I don't like that young man, he's blah blah blah, didn't like that. Well, to that point, like Monty's making, and man, he is crying and they looking like they won. No, that one was I think that one, because it was more him. The rest of the fellas, they dapped up, they put the caps on, but it was more, don't let his tears are a thing of my life. And I don't know if you heard all the sound bites over the weekend where it's like, no, it's kind of like my life depends on this and I'm not done with the winning. And no, there's 4 more to get, but me getting here is a realization of something that was seen long ago. And now that I'm actually he said, I have a realistic chance to get it. That was those tears. Now that's out.
I get it.
I just wanted to put that on there in case.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ski.
No, I mean, I hear you, Monty. I just think we're watching we're watching a young man and a young team grow up before our eyes. And SGA in that group of guys is the defending champs. There's a lot going into that. I don't know. Yes, there were a lot of people that were picking the Spurs, but I don't know if a lot of people believed in the Spurs to beat Oklahoma City. So I think there was a lot of that emotion at the end of it. Like, oh my gosh, we did this, especially we did it on the road, was extra important. But I think what was more important, guys, is that San Antonio proved they got a bunch of dogs. Where's the towel with the dogs on it compared to the OKC dogs? Yeah. Gentlemen, I'm telling you, that is what SGA left before he left that building, is bring me some dogs that want to win and that are rough and tough, because I don't even think I knew what kind of player young Harper was until Game 7. I knew he was a good player, but I didn't know he was that kind of player, guys. And he really showed out. And I think that really showed what's coming to New York. And New York better come with their lunch bucket in hand, because I think this series is going 7, and it can go any way you want.
We'll be back closing hour number 1. Got the fellas in here early on a Monday. Major Move Monday. You guys heard that Myles Garrett has changed teams.
Stay close. Andre of the Savages is just warming up. 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
No incidents and typical volumes from this time of your Monday afternoon commute. If you're seeing anything we're not, let us know. That's your Cumulus Toledo right now traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's Lux Boxes. Choose the $5, $7, or $9 box. Now with the shredded beef dipping taco. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Freezes and specialty drinks not included. Tax extra.
Andre of the Savages here for Mama Mary's Pizza. Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. Founded in 1776, the United States is 250 years old. And Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate with a 17.76% discount on the whole menu. 17.76% off your order. Sometimes you're just too tired to make that dinner, so Mama Mary's makes it easy on you and your wallet. Something for mom, dad, and the youngster. Pizza, salad, sub, pastas, and more. Mama Mary's Pizza in Holland on Airport in Holloway.
One moment, one crash, one injury, it can take away everything. K&R helps Ohio families through their hardest moments, standing strong when it matters most. When you're hurt in a car, you call K&R.
When you need fast, dependable automotive service, make sure you take your vehicle to Hudson's Automotive.
This is Black and White Sports on 100.7 The Ticket.
All right, the final time this first hour. Let's wrap it up. Both of the fellas in here. Monty Features in here. John Noah Jesse. And as you guys know, Miles Garrett on the move. Again, Wimby conversation, of course. But how about this one, fellas? And I know both you guys get up out of here on this one. Giants busy. And I'm not sure how much of that both you guys have heard. But again, receivers, well known. And I think it's interesting when you start talking about relationship and whatever time spent in Baltimore is well spent for Odell Beckham. He and Juju Smith-Schuster are on the roster now in New York, and Braxton Berrios. Let me quit forgetting to put my man on the scene. But this is what you got going on in New York now. So thoughts there. And Monty, let me go with you with that too. And again, Odell, when you hear Odell Beckham Jr. coming back to the football.
Well, one, I didn't even know he was still playing. That's one.
Right.
But my question is, what neighbors? Did he? What is he go like?
No, Monty, it's not right. Well, I'm gonna let Ski take that because I know he might even have more on that. Like it's not. Something's not right, and we're not really getting a story on it all the way.
That's what I'm.
I think Malik Neighbors' knee. I think it's his knee, Monty. I don't think he's 100%. I don't think he's anywhere near. I don't think we see him this year. Quite honestly, I don't think you see a Malik Neighbors, and which is a shame because he is a superstar in the making. But it just goes to show you how fragile you can be in this league and in this game. Playing that position.
And they keep saying Juju Smith-Schuster. Like he Pittsburgh had the world fooled on Juju. When Juju was across from AB, he looked like he could be a number one anywhere. He's not a number one receiver, and never has been. And so, if they're looking for him to be a number one receiver, if Neighbors is not coming back or not full strength, Odell Beckham, I don't know what he has left in the tank. Like I said, I didn't even know he was still vying for spots anywhere.
Right.
Juju, what is Juju? Juju's not going to help that. All it's going to do is bring more egos to a young quarterback that may be disrupt more than it'll help. I'll say that.
And listen, you hit the nail right on the head. I was just going to say, what a quicker way to destroy a young quarterback than to bring in these two knuckleheads to your huddle. And the only thing that can save this, guys, I believe, is a coach like John Harbaugh. So you're going to see John Harbaugh's greatness on full display, I think, because you're bringing in these two guys, and he's the only person, the only coach, or one of the only, I should say, that could manage this situation. But the Giants receiving core, I believe this year is going to be a revolving door of guys. When they talk about, you've heard of them talk about running back by committee. I think the Giants are going to have wide receiver by committee, and they're not going to have a true number one, threat, if you will. They're going to have a bunch of guys that can just get it done, and let's see what happens, because I just don't believe Malik Neighbors is even coming back this year at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, fellas. No, appreciate you, man. John Noah Jeske, the quarterback in here. Monty Features, the edge rusher. No, John, I think I hope it's just fair to perhaps imagine, like you said, I can get with the receiver committee thing, but I don't think that those guys are ones. I think it's a desperation, Monty, that they're realizing like, oh crap. So let's get whatever type of some sort of viable stockpile. Like they said, they're probably curious to see too. Let's see what Odell will bring. We don't know. That's a wild card. We're gonna throw that up in the air and explode. You know what I mean? And anything can happen. You never know. We might, but nonetheless, we know we're gonna have to try to get to some level of compensating for this incredible gap that is going to be very difficult to deal with, like John said, especially under the circumstances with this young man here and what we're trying to do. So, but hey, that's the man that's cut out for it. You couldn't be in better hands with this type of uncertainty, so to speak.
Who'd they draft at running back again? Who's their running back?
So there you go. It's all good.
With that receiving core, they might as well bring AB back.
Don't hold your breath. Be careful what you send out. Be careful what you send out in the universe, Monty. Be careful. Straight from Dubai. Straight from Dubai airport. Here comes AB.
Man.
And clearly, with it straight, he's doing it. That's what it is, fellas. Appreciate you guys, man, on this Monday. All right. Hey, we're going to get out of here and come back. Hour number 2.
Thanks,
There's
guys.
a lot more work to
have
do.
a good
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Guys.
Monty Features, John Nowajeski. All right, we will come back. Hour number 2, 5:05. Please be in position for that. All right, we appreciate you, Glass City, Southeast Michigan, in here in the black and white Major Move Monday. Okay, Sandman later on, too, because you know that Cleveland, there will be, I would imagine there'll be reacts, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, 5:05. Attendance is important. Sit tight. It's black and white.
His store and more, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus media station.
Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
And Cherrywood Golf.
Birdie's on the Hill, fresh, flavorful food and relaxed vibes come together. Whether it's a quick lunch, a lingering dinner with wine, or a celebration, their upscale casual menu is crafted with care. Located at Hills of Lenawee Golf Club, Birdie's offers great food and course-side views that feel like a mini getaway. Open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday and until 6 p.m. Sundays. Walk-ins, reservations, and small groups welcome. View the menu or plan your visit at hillsoflenawee.golf.com. Birdie's on the Hill, where good food meets a beautiful view.
Join Andre of the Savages weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports.
Here's a situation. It doesn't matter that it's the Browns. What was your role? Why make this pick? What's that phone call? Haslam, what is this about?
ESPN 100.7, The Ticket.
Black and White Sports as we continue on this Monday. You know, Rocket Internet, everyone. We might have mentioned this a time or two. Fiber-powered internet, unexpectedly low price, Wi-Fi included, unlimited data, no contracts, 3-year price guarantee, giving you a simpler, more affordable alternative to big internet brands and the big bills that often come with them. So listen, when you first hear it, $9.99 for internet, it almost sounds like, yep, it's in the realm of fake news. Got that. That's like sounding less than lunch. Cool. But way less than what many households are paying to the big internet companies right now. So get this. Rocket Internet delivers big internet speeds without big name cost. It's fiber-powered internet with 600 megabits per second for only $9.99 or a full gig for $19.99. Sometimes the biggest name isn't always the best deal. Rocket keeps it simple with Wi-Fi and equipment included. Unlimited data, no contract, and again, a 3-year price guarantee. 600 megabits per second, $9.99 or 1 gig for $19.99 per month. Both plans include Wi-Fi equipment, unlimited data, no contract, and a 3-year price guarantee. Visit GetRocketInternet.com or call 567-3-ROCKET to check availability and sign up. Rocket Internet is a prepaid internet service. Professional installation is required and a one-time activation fee applies. Offer subject to change or may be canceled without notice. Visit GetRocketInternet.com or call 567-3-ROCKET for full details.
I also like local sports talk. Who doesn't? Okay. You know, I think it's like a super sports tiny thing to have the local sports stuff. There's still places that it exists. Obviously, everybody thinks those days are old and the talking heads that literally just yell into microphones for hours at a time for radio are days of the past. It's like, no, there's still a very loyal listener to sports radio, but also there is local sports talk that still is giving the pulse of the fans. They're still giving the opinions of the fans. They're still asking the questions that need to be asked. And we have a Hall of Fame moment. They have a fervor fan base. And those guys, they love it. They're there every day. It means so much to them. They're doing bigger numbers than a lot of these podcasts out here. They think they're national podcasts. No doubt. You know, in these cities. Like, if I knew this guy existed my entire life, this would have been incredible. Good sports talk is hard to beat. It is legitimately hard to beat. Yeah. Feed me that times 10, but also, and potentially dying it. And we need him to take care of himself.
Well, and that's the big thing. Like a guy like him, like he has carte blanche to say whatever I mean, he's killing himself. You subject yourself, and he has to care. I almost hate this city because of it, so I'm going to let everybody have it. I think
it's their love of the cities that drives them every single day. We appreciate that from Paisan. But many people around different cities, they hate us. We're the national people that say something. The local people talking about the national people. The best in the world. Shout out to the local folks. We appreciate you. Shout out to sports being so damn magical. And shout out
Black and White Sports with Andre of the Savages on 100.7 The Ticket.
Hour 2, Black and White Sports on this Major Move Monday. We know you heard it. Myles Garrett no longer with. Whoa, what was that dip out about? Tripping.
I hit the wrong button, that's all. My bad. But
at this point, you've heard that there's been a big transition NFL news, certainly jumping into the NBA line of work that was their Stanley Cup and these guys, but something to be said for the timing during intermissions, as we will get back to both later in the week here. But yeah, you guys might have heard that. And again, before we left, shout out to Monty Features, shout out to John Nowajewski, our number one. All right, we did get a chance to have a very gridirony conversation about a few things, certainly the Myles Garrett thing, but then this Giant thing. Juju Smith-Schuster becoming a New York Giant along with Odell Beckham and Braxton Barrios. What does it really mean? We think it's more of a commentary on Malik Neighbors' ski feels like not being seen again, or at least not in the immediate future, that is the next calendar. Okay. And that might be legitimate, just because I don't know when was the last time I heard somebody have to have corrective surgery and on a major surgery. I would imagine that was bad for surgery if this is the type of conversation we're having. And again, it's a little too close to open for business to have that type of conversation. So I think what you see there is just some sort of attempt at a stockpile and a reserve, and thinking that, what I did want to say it, I don't think I got to say it to those guys. There has to be something that to be said for the way that people feel about them. You heard Ski express his energy, and even Monty to some degree, on these guys kind of being, let's just categorize them in a jackal sort of way. But you got to imagine if they know that, and imagine, the throngs of people who probably concur with that ideology and mindset. I would like to believe that both of these men will show up on the Giants facility with a different approach, to all things. Because again, I would imagine they're well aware a lot of people feel like that about them, and I would even go as far as to say they would also be clear on the idea that they were probably very self-sabotaging. Add that, because you don't usually hear that. So I'm feeling like I like the move in New York, just because these are veterans that have made plays in this league. So I might, and see, it was a time thing, everybody. So I would perhaps levy an alternative perspective on Ski's point of view that says this might be, I don't know, Monty might have said it too. This might be damning on the young fella. No, because these are two guys that more than likely, again, because they know, they think I'm a bum. Whoa. Or they think I'm something where we're going to chuckle and key and dare we say, ha ha. Yeah, Juju, Odell, I would certainly categorize those two guys as that. And we shouldn't act crazy and pretend like that on whatever good day they could have, these guys could certainly make a play or two. I don't think anyone's going to dispute that. But again, I get it. You have to see said things occur. Fine. All cool. No problem there. But I say, hey, that is where I'm going to give John Harbaugh the benefit of the doubt. That's what I'll do there with his psyche and perspective, and certainly wherewithal to operate efficient. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and if he feels it's good enough for him, it's good enough for should be you. With all the rest of this, guys you can't count on, even with the young guys that you are getting now, you're rarely, I would like to see the ratio of how many young guys are coming in and Steve Smithing the league. I get it. We got a lot of this, some Puka Nakuas and stuff. All right, cool. Jefferson, these boys, and I'm saying they're not babies in that sense, but we don't have a Randy Moss shaker upper, do we? Tell me, please, because I don't. Where is he at? You might want to get reliable guys that need a paycheck and mean it when they come to get it. Let's see that. Let's see if they don't want their money. Whatever we're doing, we got a 1-year situation. Yeah, Odell's very serious. He's very serious at work. Oh, this is not on the yacht. This is not naked nipple gang boys. That's not this. You're not. No, there's no more of that. You can't do that now. You can't. Not gonna be able to do that. No. And the same thing, like Monty's saying, as a former, you know what I mean, fan of something in his past career. Anybody with judgment there, I don't know. I'd be careful with that. That's all I'm saying. That was just one of that was one of the headlines today, because that was one of the things they were going on about when you hear that, and a lot of people probably laugh at that, like those guys did. You would expect that. I'm not saying they're like, it's not a diss to them in any way, like, oh, these guys are tripping for saying what they said. No, I think Monty and John, I think that's the consensus. When you say Juju, you say Odell, and you start talking about receivers and what you are thinking about them, probably in a much more broad context, it's probably not favorable. But I'm just telling you, be careful with that, because these guys, the Giants are doing something. It's still something that's cooking up here. And this man, it came over there with an express intent on a refresh. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? As a Cowboy contingent, you know what I mean? You don't love it, and you just want to believe that what your group is doing is going to be very comparable to what they're going to bring, because it's going to be serious opening night. That's going to be, that's definitely the type of television that you want. Listen, hopefully this is the type you want. We're going to come back and get into more of the second hour. Sandman here later. It is Mama Mary's time. It's the Mozzarella Minutes, Josh. I hadn't mentioned. We should probably mention it when we come back. Let's mention it here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
When sports need a voice that doesn't play games, it's Andre of the Savages on Black and White Sports, 100.7 The Ticket.
Spring is here, and that means it's the perfect time to change your air filter. When air quality matters, property managers and contractors across Northwest Ohio trust First Filter in Perrysburg. For over 20 years, First
so you never miss a moment, whether you're stopping in for one drink or staying all night. Want something a little more laid back? Step into Mike's Party Pavilion, a cozy, rustic Four Seasons room featuring an all-new full-service bar just added and handcrafted from 150-year-old trees. It's the perfect place to relax, enjoy great conversation, and settle in with friends. Or check out the Ford Social Club, a hidden speakeasy-style experience with a rooftop deck overlooking historic Dixie Highway, perfect for parties, events, and unforgettable nights. And now serving real Lake Erie yellow perch year-round, locally sourced and done right. Great food, ice-cold drinks, live entertainment, every game covered. Voted Toledo's #1 sports bar and the world's cleanest restaurant. It's Danny's Cafe Rossford.
Black and White Sports.
Stop saying we friends. Stop telling people I'm your dog. Like, we throw that friend word around too loosely, bro. It'd be too many of y'all in rooms with other people talking about your friend. You ain't said a word. You ain't pressed nobody. You stood there and laughed right with them. That ain't what friendship is. Like, friendship is, like, we locked in, like, that's my...
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
All right, hour number 2 as we move it forward. Black and White Sports on a major move Monday. And you guys heard about that. So we kind of had a brief convo. We know we're going to have Sandman in here later. Whoa. Can you imagine? What Andy is probably... I think we got a little bit of wind of that in the group chat again.
Yeah, I did see the group chat, and let's just say that he's not too pleased.
Well, I'd be interested to hear what he might say. So we'll hear that again. Shout out, Ski was here today, Monty was here today, and again, they were, just it was perfect timing though, just to hear from that, and I think it was interesting, the views on it, and I'm curious how people see that and how like the fan bases will sort of react. And when there become moments where they have to, when the Rams, I would imagine, I don't know if it's on this schedule. Of course, let me guess, the Rams coming to Cleveland or something this year. That would be, we better check. Immediately. But stuff like that, you know what I mean? And how do people respond to it? They should not trip out. Let that man go and get an opportunity to, like Ski said, that was still the best thing said. It's on your shoulders to deliver because the Rams, they felt, could already get it done. And they didn't have that element they had when they did win. So now they do.
Yeah, one thing about the trade I kind of have issues with. I mean, only one first-round pick. I thought they would throw in another first-round.
Right, I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, if we're trying to say, and I get that part. If you say, it should be a lot more for good. I don't know. I think we have to deal with. We don't. Again, we're not able to, and certainly aren't privy to getting to have the conversations and the meetings that make it make sense. So people, you got to think how paranoid Cleveland must be at any dealings table for anything they might do moving forward. And,
especially if you're dealing with the Los Angeles team.
Well, just still, the kind of money that Cleveland is on the books for, the stuff that they're trying to do, you still want to be able to tell people this is what we are going to make happen. So the people keep coming out buying these tickets. You got people revved up about stadium considerations and all kind of other new directions that seem like it should be a good thing to be a Browns fan. And again, I'm just asking everybody, let this man operate. I get it. 1 first, 1 second. But see, it depends on who those people are. Would you say that's fair, Josh?
I would say that is fair.
You understand what I'm saying? Because again, depending on now if they get out here and gaff it, if they do that too, and this is what you do now, you know what I'm saying? And we hope that verse can continue to, as mentioned, because you are getting a multi-year Pro Bowler here, and you're thinking that this young man continues to ascend in that same direction. That could be more conducive to a group that's now been built around a different ideology. Now, remember, we got a different direction here on defense we're going in Cleveland. So maybe, here's Josh, this might be the commercial right here.
Yeah.
Perhaps Mr. Barry and everybody, and why does the owner sign off? Because don't I have a new DC in Cleveland? And this is a young man too. If I'm not mistaken, But to the extent that there's change, let's see. We might not need a presence as strong as Myles Garrett in the unit because his energy is going to dictate all the energy, even if we're expecting the new man to operate autonomously.
Oh, by the way, the Browns' new defensive coordinator, Mike Rutenberg, hired by Monken prior to the season. This is his first year as a defensive coordinator and a primary play caller.
Bing. Can't have it. Actually, a savvy decision by the Browns because it's tough. Is this what we do? What do? We got to get, nah, it's all right. Let's go. So they believe in something. Let's try to, oh boy, I'm going to ask Andy that. Let's see. I wonder if he's probably he's just ready to, he's probably saying things like he's out.
Yeah, but all these
he's going to
Browns
say it.
fans-
He's going to say it. He is.
Yeah, but these Browns fans, I mean, they say they're out, but in reality,
Yeah, that's true. Don't we know it? All right. So yeah, but there you go with that. And again, it may be what you wanted, Browns Nation. All of it. What if it works? What if Deshaun Watson? I still, I'm in the Shador camp, but
yeah,
whatever, right? Whatever. All I know, you're gonna have a guy that should be. We would expect to be very confident at the quarterback position, if nothing else. Oh, he's here. Hold on, let's get initial. I know we got a break, so let me get him in here real quick, and then we can break and come back and get on. We got it. All guests and calls brought to you by the Bellamere Suites Wake Up Call Line. All right. 216, he's live. And Andy, we're going to the break here real quick, but I felt it absolutely necessary to get, like, let's say your base response at today's big news, because we got some angles. I just presented an angle that I felt might even be unique to myself, where I'm saying, well, I'm not going to say anything. Let's let you say real quick. Like I said, we're going to take this break real fast. Andy Sanzada, everybody, our 216 boots on the ground. He's here. He's live remote, as we know, on the daily. And we were waiting for him anyway because, I'm sure Busby Berkeley would be the airwaves in your neck of the state.
The entire city is pissed. I mean, that's just the, I mean, there's no other way around it. And the reason they're pissed, Sad, is because Andrew Berry has stated for months that he is not going to trade Myles Garrett and that he is going to finish his career in one helmet and one helmet only. And then it basically is like Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. Andrew Berry is Tanya Harding and the fans are Nancy Kerrigan because he took a club and smacked the shit out of the whole, smacked the crap out of the whole city's legs with this decision. He stated that it's for the benefit of the future of the franchise. When's the future? How about now? Enough of the future. Now. Can we do something now?
Oh.
We'll leave it there for the break. I've got so much more to say.
It is so serious on a Monday. Sit tight.
Join Andre of the Savages, weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
Hello, it's Mookie. This June, Northwood Jewelers is giving you something extra. Spend $1,500 or more, and you could get a free 4-day, 3-night vacation as their gift to you. We're talking top destinations like Orlando, Las Vegas, Myrtle Beach, the Smoky Mountains, and more. So when you're picking out that perfect piece, like a lab-grown diamond stud, an engagement ring, or wedding band, or even a beautiful necklace, make it even more unforgettable with a getaway to match. Northwood Jewelers, 4612 Woodville Road, service before, during, and after the sale.
America's birthday celebration is here, and His Store and More is bringing the boom.
Opportunities, advancements, and more. Ask us about our newly formed partnership with Owens Community College and Purdue University Global. Day and evening classes are forming now, and class sizes are limited. Finance options are available for students and qualified military veterans. Visit us at federalerosspaceinstitute.com or give us a call to schedule your no-obligation tour. FAI, where futures take off.
For digital marketing that works, you need local expertise and national scale. Cumulus Digital provides hometown teams fueled by national support, serving over 4,000 businesses a month. Go to cumulusdigital.com. A short form is all it takes to get started.
Black and White Sports.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not a secret. Everybody knows about you and the truck.
Jeffrey, will you listen to me?
So
listen, I am not listening to you.
I
am not listening to Jeffrey, but he's still talking. I am not listening to you.
I really hate when you do that.
Then stop then, all right?
It's childish.
Is that
You're listening to Black.
Yeah, my bad, Josh. I did tell you, like, some of this stuff, man, that we make. I have to be,
Yeah,
some of these movies I got to chill out. That's
Yeah,
all
I
it
mean,
is.
I kind of like that one.
No, I get you. Me too, definitely. But I think, like I said, because we had not been having issues with this Facebook foolishness, you know what I'm saying? Once I realized that, I immediately noticed it. So I was like, nah, what is the, what's the correlation there? As we get back in here, there's Sandman. We bring him back in. If you guys left it, we want to leave it. We kind of want to leave him right there with it, everybody, because we can pick it up. We had a reaction from Cleveland that we thought was very authentic as you guys rejoin us. Fast Buck 20, all right? In the middle of these Mama Mary's mozzarella minutes, we have crossed the bottom of the hour, but today I was a little off with things, so I wanted to make sure I added that today and also mentioned the 1776, I think, percent off the entire menu. Andy, I didn't even get a chance to ask you, did you ever get around to
No, we weren't able to get there. We filled up quite a bit at the parties, so we didn't have a need for pizza after eating at the graduation party. But someday, Sam, when Patty and I come into town for the Toledo Bowling Green game, I think we're gonna try to hit it up before we leave town for sure.
There you go. But definitely, you guys make sure you contact our friends, especially when you do it online. Okay, MamaMarysPizza.com. Don't forget 20% off online orders that are $120 entries. Okay, so don't forget that part. But again, the entire menu in the spirit of year 250. Okay, and the celebration energy that is certainly going to be building. We appreciate that, Frank, and he wanted to make sure we let you know. But we also have an ad too, Josh. I think this speaks to that.
Yeah.
So there you go. We'll hear that.
And I think we have another winner.
What? All right. Well, okay, cool. But let me get back to this Myles Garrett thing so we can move, because I got to do a couple of things here this second hour. But yeah, Andy, I listen. I'm not sure I agree with it, other than, and I say agree, excuse me, not with it, with I think the stance you may be taking, because I think yours is probably one. I get it, right? And I think you have an energy that, as a Cowboy fan, once upon a time, we all had with this Herschel Walker move. Well, I don't know if I don't think I did back then when I remember, because I didn't really think there was much you could really get done with the running back. I knew everything was it was just janky, the whole thing. But I understood it once they did it, especially when you get the return. Now, if you want to argue the return and this and that, I told Josh and those guys earlier, it depends on what Mr. Berry does. I actually want to give him an opportunity to operate here in this space, because at least there's different avenues right now. There's not going to necessarily be a quarterback conversation other than which one, it seems like, at this juncture. So I think there's other focus, Andy, and I believe this with the transition, and this was the part I said right before you came in. I don't even know if you heard it, but I think this might be my lane, where I don't know if a lot of guys are going to say you have this new administration with respect to your defensive coordinator direction, and recalibration. And maybe, just maybe, yeah, you never give up a player like Myles Garrett. Got all of that. But maybe you don't need a powerful force and presence in this transitional space, when maybe you construct a group that has guys like Brother Verse and these guys that may be ascending to better days here as younger prospects, so on and so forth. I'm just trying to give it something else other than, oh, hell, they done gave up this dude where we said we paid the money. And, because that was even Monty's thing. He was like, still, I don't care about anything. He took the money at the end of the day. And like you said, Andy, these people said, we're not going to move this guy, but that should not ever carry the weight in the NFL.
The more that Andrew Berry said he wasn't going to trade Myles Garrett, the more I knew eventually he was going to trade Myles Garrett. I saw this coming. Did I think he would go to LA? No, I didn't think they were, a possibility, because normally they want draft capital, and LA doesn't keep their draft capital. They don't have a lot of draft capital. Versus a 2-time Pro Bowler. He won Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. He's from Ohio. Maybe he'll be motivated to come back and help his hometown team, or one of his hometown teams, improve. So, I wouldn't say I'm excited about him, but, that's a quality player that you did get. In terms of what else they could have gotten, there was talks that they were going to trade Miles to another team just for picks alone. That would not have gone well. You've got to compete, Sav. This fan base is tired of the future. And Andrew Berry quoted it again today when he talked about making the trade and why the trade was made and how difficult it was and everything. The fans are tired of hearing that. Okay, this is a city that is struggling emotionally from what happened with the Cavaliers. And, the Guardians are saving face. But, everybody was excited about the possibility of maybe Watson getting healthy, or Shador, or whatever's going to happen at the quarterback. They got an offensive-minded coach. The defense was fine because you had Miles to anchor it, and now that's all gone. And so I just think that this administration, as far as Andrew Berry and Haslam and everybody else involved, has to at some point look at these fans and say, the future is now. Okay? That's what I would have rather heard today, rather than, we have to do this to get flexibility with the salary cap because we couldn't really afford to pay Myles Garrett what we were offering him in his new contract and his new deal. And we all knew that, right? Just come out and admit it. Like, I'm just tired of trying to cover things up. Stop covering it up and be honest with your fan base. You're going to trade him? Trade him. Fine. You don't have the money? You don't have the money. Fine. You don't know who the quarterback is? Fine. Just be honest. That's all the fan base is asking for. And they still won't do that. And that's why the fans are so pissed off.
Well, no, man, I get it. I knew the people would be passionate and excited. And it's one of those deals where until you see that there's a new day because the direction was necessary and everybody actually may win in the end, is what I really like to lean toward in this case. You know what I mean? Because it was so.
I would like to see that as well. But until we see what Verse can do in a defense that's different than the one he had in LA.
And that was my thing.
And be the guy, because he wasn't the guy there. He was one of the guys. He wasn't the guy. Be the guy. Then, we'll see if it pays off.
All right, we're going to come back in here, man. Finish this thing for today on this Monday. Strong. Sanzada in here. All right. We appreciate that. Black and white. Also, there's a finals that we have coming up. Yeah. On the ice, that is.
Join Andre of the Savages weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
Andre of the Savages here for Mama Mary's Pizza. Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. Founded in 1776, the United States is 250 years old. And Mama Mary's Pizza wants to celebrate with a 17.76% discount on the whole menu. 17.76% off your order. Sometimes you're just too tired to make that dinner, so Mama Mary's makes it easy on you and your wallet. Something for mom, dad, and the youngster. Pizzas, salads, subs, pastas, and more. Mama Mary's Pizza in Holland on Airport and Holloway.
Black and White Sports is now.
You go ahead and take it, Andy. How are things in Cleveland, Andy? What's happening in the 216?
Listen, sticking with Dylan Gabriel is a joke. I would rather see Bailey frickin' Zappi on the field because we'd at least have a chance to compete. This kid sucks. He's not an NFL quarterback. He's terrible. He's short. He doesn't know how to read a defense. He missed 3 wide open receivers towards the end of the game when they had a chance to tie it. The starting quarterback should be able to read more than me. I didn't even play the game. There's no emotion from Kevin Stefanski on the sideline. It's the same look all the time. And it's the same BS answers in the press conference too. Well, we got to get better, and I got to get better as a coach. And Dylan, we're sticking with Dylan because we need to see him grow. No, he needs to grow in inches. My ass. Grow as a quarterback. He's too damn small, and you were dumb enough to draft him in the first place.
Weekdays from 4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
I feel like with God, anything possible, everything possible.
ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
All right, before we get out of here today, a couple of things. And again, finals talk, NBA, obviously. Yeah, we'll get to that. All right. Wednesday will be here before you know it. And it's rough. It's rough. There's some gaps here coming out of this weekend on activity. Boy, it's been some struggles here and there. And having to really get my baseball lens on. But back in here with Andy Sanzata. All right, sad man. So game 1 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So clearly, and we heard you, we were having to look for some other content earlier, but on the way, we're going to give you your just due. It may end up a promo, but you were very accurate with regard to the Hurricanes and how they landed in the position of face off with our Knights here. And so, shout out to that. But I feel like we are really getting the best series. And I'm saying that, Andy, this is from my own perspective. There haven't been many games I haven't gotten an opportunity to get eyes on. So let me say that too. And I'm proud of that as I sit on, this situation.
I'm proud of you for that.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Yes, absolutely. And so I feel like I think we're getting the best series here. I don't think I would have said that. And I said I thought Montreal was a good look for a while, and it seemed good in the beginning, betting, odds. But in terms of what has been put on display and what these Hurricanes have done throughout and the way they kind of just, like I told you the other day, it seemed like the boys caught their groove, and it's like, oh, hell, we back hell on wheels. But what say you, man? Here we have it. I think we will all be very pleased with this.
I think this is going to be a fun series to watch. You have two teams that can score the puck, but you also have two teams that play solid defense. And to me, the series comes down to goaltending. Is it Freddie Anderson or is it Carter Hart? Whoever plays better is going to win a Stanley Cup. I think it's going to be Carolina when it's all said and done. I don't want to spoil it if we're not supposed to make predictions yet as far as how many games and everything like that. But Carolina has home ice. They have a lot of momentum. Vegas has had a lot of time off. Which, can be a good thing or a bad thing. We saw it was a good thing for Montreal when they came in or it was a bad thing for Carolina when they allowed Montreal to come in and take game 1, but then they recovered after that. And I'm not surprised by that whatsoever. Like I said before, this was their best chance to get to the Stanley Cup since they made it 20 years ago. And I firmly believe that's why, when you asked me who was going to make it to the Stanley Cup final, I said Edmonton and Carolina. I thought it was going to be a rematch of 2006. We didn't get that. But Vegas is a very formidable opponent. Vegas has every opportunity in the world to win the Stanley Cup for the second time in the last 5 years. And they have a hell of a team to try to do it. I just think, Sav, this Carolina team is a team of destiny. And I firmly believe that, especially after what Freddie Anderson did in Game 5, after his longtime friend and agent Claude Lemieux, he found out he took his own life. And for him to go out and play the way he did and put all that behind him tells me that Freddie's ready to win this thing because he knows this is probably his best opportunity he'll ever have to win a Stanley Cup.
Talking to Andy Sanzata in here. Yep. Game 1 tomorrow, everybody. So we certainly will revisit it. Let me give you a crack at the conclusion you got, Andy. Games 6-7. Victor.
Mm-hmm.
And just your reaction there. Again, I've kind of said all mine. I was just very proud at being able to lay out exactly. I mean, I even left a description on, yeah, they take off in the third in the game 7, wrap it up,
Right.
going away. So I was pleased with that. But your thoughts, though. You see the young man. Listen, I know Monty didn't like his the emotions at the end of that, but I only said I was just asking those guys to be fair. I just feel like when you realize that you actually get an opportunity, like whatever you've been, the quest
right.
has been about, and for this particular young man, he's not joking when he says, I feel as though, and in my mind, and certainly the perspective I'm coming from, my life is on the line. And I felt like that was the most important line of everything if I'm really looking at kind of how I'm trying to frame this. But before I get it, I'm going to deal with that kind of stuff a little later in the week. But when I heard it, it still matters when you have someone with that mindset. But once again, this is a team game, and it certainly is going to be as interesting as advertised, that's for sure. But you've seen this young man, your thoughts there, and because it's going to be a little more difficult. With these Nick boys, it's going to be there's a lot more people to kind of beat up on him, and that's where my concern would be over the duration.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Robinson and you've got Towns. There's a couple other options there as well that can come in and use up fouls and really just kind of wear him down for sure. But the thing that makes him so special, Sav, is he's done a tremendous job of adjusting to the defense that has been presented around him. And on top of that, he got a lot of help in Game 7. Champagny, I thought, was the difference in the game, knocking down those threes. And you saw the emotion you saw because let's not forget this young man almost lost his life. It was either last year or the season before he had a blood clot. That's not anything to mess around with, obviously. He sat out the season. He missed some time. He's very close with Coach Popovich, even though he's never really coached him. But he knows what being a Spur means. And I'm okay with the emotion. I want to see more of it. I want to see more of it from these young guys because it shows me they care about the game of basketball. Because a lot of these guys aren't really putting forth that emotion. But those are the guys that are sitting at home having to watch Victor. So I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the finals. We'll get into the X's and O's over the next couple days and predictions and all that stuff. But I really think this is the series everybody was hoping for. We get a rematch of the 1999 finals. But the thing that impresses me the most about Victor is his ability to know when it's his time and when it's his time for his teammates. And that's really hard to do at 22 years old.
Impressive, man. Something that was over needed. I can't appreciate every minute of getting to experience it. Seriously. Had they lost, I don't care. But now that this dude is in position to actually grab, it's gonna be rough though. He thought that was interesting with SGA and those boys. That's my only concern, Andy. I still think that the odds makers are going the direction they're going for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to leave it at that, like for now, and I'm just going to keep my eye on it. That'll be a lot of how I know I'll have to present it over the next day to two and what kind of movements we have. I was there when the line was set. I'm kind of okay with that. And like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds. And I think the game one is definitely going to be more valuable than most people believe it often is. And I think they're going to expect a 7-game series as a public, maybe too much. And I just think those are two little nuggets I want to leave for now. As we
I mean, tomorrow we'll, I'll get into what I think is going to be two of the key matchups that probably will decide this series, I think. But I don't, we don't want to spoil that. That's what we call
here you go.
tease
It's
in the
not-
business.
Right on, absolutely. But here's one thing. Let me extra tease there. Here's the deal. What I don't subscribe to is everybody's, well, again, the conversations that I keep hearing, I guess the notion that I'm gonna have to bet on Cat Towns versus Victor. That's what I keep hearing, and I get Cat's skill set, but I'm wondering if you ask me to bet on whose mentality, even though youthful, that's the conversation we'll have. There's a teaser for you, because that'll be a conversation that will actually be ongoing and as the story is told. But vital as it is, I'm more concerned with the idea that there will be a Cat Towns, a Robinson, an Obi-Wan Kenobi, and these people to a lesser extent, some of those small fries, because like you said, when you talk about the Knicks being able to and looking to be a physical team, when there are moments that the game allows for that, like you said, Andy, any extra contact that can be administered, I think I'm interested in that part. And how does he stand up to that? And like if he
And can he keep his emotions in check with that when that happens? That's something to keep an eye on too.
Yeah, growing up, like they said, if he's able to endure it though on a physical level and maybe not cave and say when we're getting into a much later frame, perhaps a 6, perhaps a 7, and what you want to watch for is if he's getting stronger. I'm sure he'll be aggressive. I like a game 1 performance. A game 2 follow-up could be hit or miss. We'll see how that plays, but game 3 is going to be key when it's time to get to New York, that Madison Square. Ooh, let's watch for that too. One of those hookups in Madison Square, is that a historic night where he wants to leave it? Because he's well aware of what he's doing. Like he's present too in all of this. So, but we got to jump, man. We got to slide.
Yeah, lots to get to the next day or two for sure.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, man, being in here, brother, on a Monday as always, man. The weekend was pleasant. All right. And we give you our respects, Andy, because we know the departure of Myles Garrett, no matter how you frame it, it can't be a wonderful life. And we understand that.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Yes. So
appreciate it.
Yes,
appreciate the sympathy.
Our brotherly hugs and
I mean, it's hard being employed at the factory of sadness, but don't let the sadness get to you.
For Andy Sanzata, for Monty Features, for Josh Burnham, and of course the quarterback, John Nowajeski. I am Andre of the Savages. Thank you guys for being with us. We hope you will join us on the Talk Back Tuesday. We try to get it right and put out a much better offering, okay? Fastest $1.20 in sports. Thank you very much for my friends at the Bassett Nut Company, Powell's Beauty Supply, and Consignment Home Interiors. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Be kind, be respectful, be nice. Enjoy whatever work they got going on tonight. I didn't really have much to throw at you tonight. I didn't want to lead you wrong. Do something tomorrow, all right? Handle your doggone business today.
Tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.